Now, everything old is new again. America's entertainment pop culture talk show with Douglas Viviani and David Cohen.
There's nothing in the world that can compare with a hamburger, juicy and rare. Such heavenly food deserves the best, a home and contentment beneath my vest. I adore you, hamburger.
Welcome to Everything Old is New Again. This is Douglas Viviani with Wimpy himself, the successor to Wimpy himself, David Cohen.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment.
Yes,
because we have a great topic today.
You're a hamburgerman. I mean, back in the day at Main Street America, they were excited. I mean, back in the day about when a McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's came into town. I remember when McDonald's opened up by us in the 60s, late 60s, and Ronald McDonald himself was there. And what a kick, you'd go and they'd give out hand puppets, little pieces of plastic with McDonald, the
Oh, I remember those. Yeah, they were just like paper, like plastic bag material, but with Ronald's face on it or his body on it.
Yeah, it was, you'd love that. And they just a couple of giveaways, whatever. It was great. Later, Wendy's was added to the mix. Originally, it was McDonald's, Burger King. That was it.
Right.
And Wendy's, believe it or not, was the new person or the new, corporation in town. And, when you had all three of those in town, all was right with the world. Then now, over the past few years, it's interesting, the fast food industry as far as burgers is concerned, and I put fast food in quotes because these people are saying they're not fast food, has changed. In my hometown alone, there's not only, Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, we have Frizzles, we've got BurgerFi, we've got Sonic Burger, Checkers, Smash Burger,
Five Guys.
Wayback Burger, Five Guys Burger. I mean, that's like 11 places within like 5 miles. And, they're popping up left and right. A lot of these are, you order the burger and you wait for them to make it for you. And that's becoming, very hip and the thing to do, as opposed to, unfortunately, now McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King. I think pretty much the meat, at least, is cooked already and they're just microwaving it and giving it to, although Wendy's, I think, feels more fresh than that. I think Wendy's is using fresher ingredients to put on top of the burger, or they're not creating the burger until it's been ordered, something like that. So Wendy's, to me, is a step above the other two right now. But all three of those, the old school, I think are kind of going by the wayside a bit in exchange for this brand new kind of shtick of making it as you went.
I think it's more than a shtick because it's been around for a while now, and it's a phenomenon, and it's giving birth to. We're not going to talk about it on this show, but guess what's really popping up a lot now? You had the hamburger, and now you've got the hot dog. Also, the designer hot dogs are big.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, that's the thing is, I think McDonald's really burned themselves because Burger King kind of did the microwave from the beginning. Believe it or not, I mean, from the beginning they did it over to flame broiled, but that changed quickly. McDonald's held on to cooking your old burger to own their own burger to what would you say, cooking to order or whatever when you order it they cook it for you till like the late 80s, and then they changed over to this microwave stuff and it destroys the burger. Let's hear the first McDonald's. We're just going to go back in time a little bit.
Introducing the world's newest, silliest, and hamburger-eatingest clown, Ronald McDonald.
He's Ronald McDonald, the hamburger happy clown. A McDonald's drive-in restaurant is his favorite place in town.
Now, that's the first McDonald's commercial of all time. They're talking about driving even back then. So they were ahead of the game. Fast food didn't exist at the time. You'd have to go, and it was you had to wait for the food to be cooked for you. And for some reason, people didn't like that. And I guess it was a lot longer than you're waiting now, I guess.
Well, once people realized they didn't have to wait, right. Why would you wait? Right?
And McDonald's was cooking it to order. I worked at McDonald's. What would happen would be you'd be behind the kind of the counter there, and someone's in front of the counter saying, "Hey, our bin of fresh burgers is low. Make 6 burgers in the back there." Or they'd say, "Hey, make 6 cheeseburgers or make 6 Big Macs," whatever, real quick. And it would stay in the bin and have to be in that bin at the maximum 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, if it wasn't sold, it was thrown out.
They just threw them out.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was great back in the day. Then Burger King tried to compete with that, and they did something else. They said, well, not only that, we're going to let you do it your way.
May I help you, sir?
2 Whoppers, 2 Whopper Juniors, and 4 Coca-Cola. And would I have to wait long if you made 1 Whopper with no pickle and no lettuce?
No, sir. Hold the pickle, hold the lettuce. Special orders don't upset us. All we ask is that you let us serve it your way.
Now, that was huge back in the day.
Everyone
that
was
came
singing
out?
it. Everybody was singing
Not
it.
only that, but the idea. Because before then, McDonald's made the burger the way they made it. And it was a kind of a real problem because, as we just said, they made them a smidge. They kind of predicted how many burgers were going to sell this hour. And they made them in advance. And that's kind of how it was fast. But it was still made like within 15 minutes. But now you're messing them up saying, oh, no, we need to change our way to go here. And McDonald's didn't want to do that. They eventually did. But when Burger King did that, boy, did they take a bite out of this whole market, I think.
No pun intended.
Because you could say no onions, and it was no problem. Because you know why? They went to the microwave. They started making them themselves and did the microwaves. It was easy.
Cheating.
So, yeah, I had an ex-girlfriend that worked at Burger King back in the day. Was 17.
Wow, and you still got along,
Yeah,
huh? The rival burger factions.
She gave away the secret. She told me about all that. So anyway, then to compete, that jingle was the Big Mac jingle. Do you remember this one? I'm not going to play it yet, but can you sing the Big Mac? It was
it was to all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
How sick is that from 30 years ago?
Special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
There he is.
Sang in the right key, too. Wow.
I mean,
That's sad.
That's a misspent youth, or let's face it, McDonald's advertised like crazy. They still do now, but those were great advertisements. The jingles were great. People are up on it. This is the heyday, 60s, 70s of McDonald's and Burger King. But that was the battle between the two of them. Then came, like in the late 80s, came the new player to the game. Late 80s was this one.
It certainly is a big bun.
It's a very big bun.
Big, fluffy bun.
It's a very big, fluffy bun.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey, where's the beef? I don't think there's anybody back there.
You want something better. You're Wendy's kind of people.
Now, I'm sorry. Talk about phenomenon for a commercial.
Plus, you had to see it. It was just visually. It was because there's a little old lady and the bun was so huge.
And the camera also was way high in the air to kind of make it look like she's behind the counter. She was even shorter than she was. and
the beef was like this little tiny little speck
on the big bun.
On the big bun.
I kind of it was kind of odd. The beef they were talking about were like on the regular cheeseburgers for McDonald's at the time. Before the Quarter Pounder came out, the cheeseburger was paper thin.
Right.
So, and it was a lot of buns. So they represented it by a small burger with a big bun. But really what they were talking about was this very thin burger. And now, Wendy's was square, totally revolutionary, and thick or thicker. And then as a result of that, Burger King and McDonald's went to, Burger King always had the Whopper, but they did like a double Whopper, and then McDonald's did the Quarter Pounder with cheese instead of, because at the time it was just the Big Mac.
Or the hamburger.
Or cheeseburger. Then the quarter with cheese was something later on that made a thicker burger. So they were paying attention to each other about what was the deficiencies of each other's product. And so I still to this day think of, Wendy's and they had other ads as being more fresh. Whether it's true or not, that's what was in your mind. McDonald's was, these jingles and just the best tasting. And then Burger, that was just when in your mind. If it was right or not, I don't know. And then you had Burger King was you can go in there and do it however you want, no big deal.
Right.
So, that categorized them. That was the only difference. We have lots of differences now.
Well, and then McDonald's started pitching the fries, right? Keep your eyes on your fries. These old little ancillary products, too, started to become more important.
Yeah, the fries and the shakes. We weren't so conscious of the shakes were
used to be
seller.
Really good, yeah.
When you worked at McDonald's, you used you'd be assigned a different places to work, and there was a station called the Fries and Shakes Station, and that's all you did was make shakes and fries.
Where were you stationed?
I got that station a lot. I went by. You mix and match, but that was really my station. I did cook, and I also did cashier, but fries and shakes was my specialty. We'll be back on Everything Old is New again to continue discussing the burger.
And where are you working now at McDonald's? Are you sweeping or?
You're listening to Everything Old is New Again, America's entertainment pop culture talk show with Douglas Viviani and David Cohen.
I'm hungry. I wish this bus was going to Heidi's. Char-broiled crackers. Hello, Heidi's. Well, hello. Heidi's for that char-broiled taste we love since way back when.
Heidi's Char-broiled, the taste that brings you back.
There you go. The taste that brings you back. This is Everything Old is New Again. You're
Almost
back.
had that one.
Yeah, sometimes. Okay, anyway, we go back on Everything Old is New Again. We are exploring the world of the hamburger, and we could say the comeback of the hamburger. We just took a look at the big three, original three, let's call them, McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. Now, during the 70s and 60s and 70s, there was a lot of other places that popped up as a result of the success of those, what we just mentioned, the big three. And one of them was Hardee's. Now, I don't know why they left New York. I guess, financial, whatever, how it works. But I know they're still around the country. Hardee's, to me, when I was a kid, was head and shoulders way above the other three. By
Really?
far. Do you remember the Hardee's to begin with?
I do, but we used to call them Hardleys because they just weren't as good as the.
You know what it was?
as
I think because they did use the lettuce, tomato.
It tasted different. It was a different taste. You either loved it or you didn't like it.
Lettuce. It was a big burger, bigger than the Whopper.
Yes.
Lettuce, tomato, mayo, which may be the reason why you didn't like it with
Possibly,
the ketchup.
possibly.
Certainly, you could have had it your own way though, without the mayo. And I just remembered the flavor of the burger was different. They must. I don't know if they still do it. I haven't had it in a long time. They must have added some spice in there that gave it a different flavor than the other burgers. And to me, it was a big hit. That was just one of them. They're just trying to rack your brain to see some of the other ones that were back. Before we talk about today's burger and the comeback of the burger, we got to kind of talk about where we came from. So there was something, and I didn't experience this one, but it was nationwide, called Burger Chef.
Open wide, America. Burger Chef's got thick, juicy, terrific burgers for you. We really work hard to serve them hot and delicious, so you can take them to our work spot and make them taste even better, the way you want them.
Open wide, America, you never can forget. You get more to like at Burger Chef.
There you go, Burger Chef. Do you recognize the voice of the pitch person in that commercial?
Who was it?
Brady Bunch. Give you a hint. That was Jan, the second born.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was pushing and that was 77, the height of the Brady Bunch, and she was on board with Burger Chef. So it was nationwide.
I don't remember that
I don't
at all.
remember at all, but it was definitely a big chain at the time. But maybe, somewhere, there's other places besides New York, I'm sure that was around the country where the Hardee's is too. It looked pretty good. I can't tell you. I have no idea, but that was
They're not
one.
still around, are they?
I don't think so. Then there was also Bob's Big Boy. You kind of remember this one?
Hi, I'm here in front of Bob's Big Boy, and today's subject is variety. Excuse me, sir. What did you have this morning?
Me, I had the thick French toast.
Hot pancakes and some nice sausage.
Fried shrimp. Told him I couldn't do the whole menu in one day. Good night from Bob's.
Now, that's a odd kind of a commercial to give you for a burger, but that was Bob's Big Boy. They started as a burger place. That commercial was from, believe it or not, 78, where they were expanding their menu. I believe Bob's Big Boy was before, I think.
It was bought by Marriott Corporation at some point, bought them.
But I think it was before McDonald's even, but it wasn't fast food or thereabouts. It wasn't.
It was more of a restaurant,
I think. And it was one of these, it was like a fast food diner, if you want to say
Yeah,
that.
right.
And it had not just burgers, it had a wide variety of things. And that may have done them in, I don't know. That was popular, Bob's Big Boy, in the 60s and 50s when you rode, if you were going to take a road trip, you didn't always drive, I should say, you didn't have a fly. You would take a road trip on Route 66, and Bob's Big Boy was every, every state.
And you saw the Bob's Big Boy, the big statue.
And you'd pull over, go in.
Kid.
Yeah, and it's almost like a diner, and sit down and eat the meal. So, but they were big for burgers, and, they turned into a burger place thereafter. I remember going to Bob's Big Boy when I lived in California in the late 80s. Just like late night was their big thing, but all right. And then there's talk about California, In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out, fresh every step of the way. Serving Southern California for over 30 years with quality you can taste.
Now, that's a commercial from 81, and they're saying for 30 years, so they've been around since 51 before McDonald's.
Huh.
And, they just never wanted to franchise the way McDonald's did.
Right.
But if you go to Southern California, and I know you do this once a year at least, right?
I do.
This is, and we broadcast there on KCAA, reaches into Southern California. If you experience an In-N-Out burger, I'm going to challenge you to try to find a better burger.
I agree. I totally agree.
And we may do that. Maybe next show we'll do a burger. We'll call it the Super
Burger Bowl.
The Burger Bowl. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll invite some people in. We'll have a taste test for the best burger of all time. Problem is,
good idea.
In-N-Out burgers in California. I know you can order them if you want and have them delivered, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that in time. So we'll have to give a tip of the cap right now to In-N-Out Burger as one of, if not the best around. But what a shame, because you got to be kind of. I know they have one in Texas and they've got a couple in Arizona and a couple in Northern California, but basically you got to be in Southern California for the In-N-Out Burger.
Yes, you do. Unfortunately,
what do you think makes it so great? I don't know why.
I don't know, but they did a whole. I think there was a 60 Minutes on In-N-Out Burger, not just on the quality of the burgers, but how they run each store, the limited number of stores they have, and how they emphasize the quality of the workplace and how happy all the employees are. And I think that's part of the experience, because when you go into one, you're just greeted like they haven't seen you in years, and how are you, and what are you, it's just very spirited team in there.
And also, have you ever seen people cook with a cloche, a metal sort of half moon kind of a top? Made of, does that make any sense? You know what that is, a cloche for you? Anyway, they'll cook the burger, put the cheese on it, put the cloche on it, so that the steam melts the cheese.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, that's good.
So that's a real nice thing that no one else does. Usually, you just when the burger's done, they put the cheese on top of it and let it melt from the heat of the burger. But here, they're melting the cheese on the burger as it's cooking towards the end.
I'm really getting hungry, man.
And they're always isn't their thing a double burger? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you can get a single or a double, right?
But their major seller is the double, which they make beautifully. Anyway. There's also Dairy Queen, which who knew they turned into?
In the land of Dairy Queen. Come on in hungry for our home-style double burger with cheese and bacon. Looks, cooks, and tastes like homemade. The best burger this side of home is at Dairy Queen.
Now, here's an 87 commercial. Dairy Queen, before that, for the longest time, was a place for dessert, was a place for ice cream. And then they turned into Dairy Queen saying, all right, listen, this is burger craze going on in the 70s. They finally caught on as a commercial from the late 80s, but they were serving burgers before then, maybe the early 80s. And so Dairy Queen, I've had the burgers. What they tried to do is say, forget this fast food. We want to give you a burger like your mom makes at home. That one that you really don't like.
In fact, here's your mom right here making the burger for you, which was, tough to manipulate, but they did it. They pulled it off.
You know that one where your mom slaps the burger together and it's real thick, and they throw it on the grill, or they throw it on the frying pan, and they cook it, and it's just a glob of meat, They kind of never put any flavor into it, and you bite into it, and to me, it was hard to stomach. So they were saying, we're making it like your mom makes it. So that was a turnoff to me. I don't know. I mean, like, if you go to look out to eat out, you don't want to have what your mom's making, if that makes any sense.
No, I
Even
agree.
if it's good. So I don't know.
I remember they're still around. Roy Rogers, they make burgers. They still make? Are they still around?
I haven't seen them in a long time.
But I remember in college we used to go to Roy's for
Roy
burgers.
Rogers, you're right. There was a ton on Long Island. None. I've not seen anyone in
Maybe
a long time. That's a blast. I didn't think about Roy Rogers. There's also Arby's, which was the roast beef sandwich. Right. And I haven't seen that around much.
I haven't either. But they also made burgers. They made burgers too.
They made burgers,
right?
and but the roast beef sandwich was a nice one.
Yeah, I do remember that Arby's. Yes,
it's a big hit. But that's
another show.
Exactly. We'll go out with the In-N-Out theme, and we'll be back right after this on Everything Old is New Again to explore that.
This is Everything Old is New Again, America's entertainment pop culture talk show with Douglas Viviani and David Cohen.
I want some McNuggets.
We'll get to you, Brent. What do you want, Michael?
A McDLT?
No, I already told you they don't make those anymore.
Sometimes it's a regional thing. You could ask.
Hot shake, if they got any of those?
It's September, Jonathan.
I'm just saying they have all the ingredients for a McDLT.
What time do they stop serving breakfast?
It's 3 o'clock.
Some of them serve breakfast all day.
No, serve breakfast all
Welcome, everything old is new again. That's Family Guy. We're talking about the hamburger and the comeback of the hamburger. And we're going to take a little break now. We've done the history up to, the 90s. And next session of Everything Old is New Again, we're going to talk about, the new burgers and the new phase and what's happening with all that. But in the meantime, there's some challenge here because Burger King, I should say Dairy Queen itself, we were saying, was advertising burgers made from home like your mom makes. Remember that?
Right, yep.
And the question is, I had said, I don't really know that I even want to have a burger that's made at home at a restaurant.
But we have a gentleman here, two gentlemen actually, in the studio with us right now who are familiar guests of this show. Barbecue Guy and Fondue Guy, and to get the other perspective, can you make a decent burger from home, and is it better than the burger places that we've been discussing?
Yeah, of course I can. Listen, I got to tell you, I've been listening to this show. I'm listening out there. The door's locked. I don't know why you don't let me on this show right from the beginning. This is a problem. I'm happy to have myself on the show again. I would like to know why I can't be involved in the entire show, just this one section. I used to host a show when you were away, me and this Fonduman. Hey, hi, Fonduman. I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, by the way?
Oh, I'm fine. Good to be back.
It was good to go see the movie with you there. We went to go see the movie. If you see that one back in the day, you can listen to us on Everything Old News Again is .biz. I don't know why you got .biz to the .com, but Everything Old News .biz, and we did a couple of shows together. Now we got to do like 9 minutes. What?
Well, this is sort of a guest spot, and I'm okay with that.
Listen, Fondue Guy, Barbecue Guy, we're happy to have you. We'd love to have you come on the show, but we're kind of the host of the show, and we love to have you come on board. And your expertise, certainly, especially Barbecue Guy, burgers. Can we get to the idea of the burgers?
Yeah, I mean, you two guys were the first guys we thought of when we started doing a show about food, hamburgers especially. So
all of a sudden, we're a team. All of a sudden, nothing wrong with you, Fonduman. I have no problem with you. You get along nicely. We're trying to get along. But here's the problem. You don't know anything about burgers?
Well, first of all, it's Fondue Guy, as you referred to me as Fonduman.
Yeah, I've heard that a couple of times before. Yeah, I know, Barbecue Guy. Listen, I don't know. All right. Can I tell you something? I like Fonduman better. I'm sorry to tell you. Because you're not a guy. You're a man. You get my difference there?
I take that as a compliment.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, as far as I'm concerned, we're talking about the burger. Everything's all ancillary here. Can we get to talking about a burger yet?
I appreciate your use of the word ancillary, Barbecue Guy. That's a big step up for you.
Where did you get that word from, Barbecue Guy? I mean, what do you think? All of a sudden I can't study the dictionary every so often? What do you think? I went to college. I had 6 solid years of college. What are you talking about? I learned a word here and there. All right, listen.
How do you study a dictionary? What do you mean? You just start with letter A but it's working. You started with A because you got the ancillary.
I study the way I study. You study the way you study. I don't know what you're doing. All of a sudden, you don't even study the outlines for what I understand. I'm hearing every blog on the planet is talking about how you come in, you run prepared. I don't know. That's my point of view.
I'm through L. I've started with A and I'm through L.
Barbecue Guy, listen. Try to play well with others, please. At this point, well, let me ask you the question then. Do you think you have a recipe for a barbecued hamburger that is better than these burgers that are out now? Fonduman, I know you've been over for a barbecue at the house with burgers. Do they feel the same as a burger out in the field?
Well, I threw up, so that might not be a fair assessment. I'm more into the soy burger, the veggie burger. I did enjoy myself, though, at the barbecue.
I think you had a little too much wine. That was the story, okay?
That might have been true.
Yeah, okay, and then swimming and diving into the pool with those kids, all right?
That made me a little ill.
Yeah,
yes.
You were a little out of your element there. You had to sleep on the couch in the beanbag chair. Remember that one?
Oh, I didn't sleep at all. That's how I remember it.
My favorite beanbag chair is what I watch all the sports in. I know it's back from the 1970s, but it's a nice pink beanbag chair that I got at a garage sale. I love it.
It's quite comfortable.
All right, now listen. All right, listen, guys. I know it's your show, but I'm going to take over for a minute here. If you want to cook a burger that rivals these boobs out in the field, cooking their burgers out there, like you say, out in the field, whatever I mean. Listen, these restaurants aren't half as good as cooking it for yourself at home. I'm going to tell you what you do. You got to get yourself some beef, of course, but you got to make it 80% beef. You need that 20% fat for the flavor. All right, Barbecue Man's giving you some advice. Look at the label, 80%. Fondue Guy, you know what I'm talking about? I say 80%.
Yes, I think that's a bit high, but Okay, let's as you say, let's roll with that.
All right, so we're gonna roll with that. So here we go. You gotta flavor your burger. You can't just throw the meat on the burger. You gotta add a little. Now put it in. Like, give me a space here, guys. What you're gonna do? I see you trying to interrupt me. All right. What you're gonna do is you're gonna put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, but more importantly, a little soy in there. Okay,
I was hoping
soy
you mentioned
sauce.
soy. So you make a soy burger.
I don't know what you're talking about. To me, soy sauce
completely
is soy.
out of soy?
No, soy sauce. You the Chinese sauce, the black sauce there.
That's disappointing.
All right. So, as a matter of fact, if you're going to use the soy sauce, it's very salty. Don't put salt in. You just use the soy sauce, a little pepper. Now, here's a secret ingredient. You ready? Knock. Anybody there?
I'm ready.
Okay. What you want to do is you want to put some cheese, some Parmesan cheese in the mixture. You understand? Yeah, Parmesan cheese. Do you understand what that is? Have you heard of it?
No,
I guess that's a no.
No.
Parmesan is the Parmesan cheese. That's the way they say it in Italy, for anyone to understand. Parmesan cheese.
That is not the way they say it in Italy.
All right.
I don't think that's the way they say it anywhere other than here.
That's fine. How would you say it then, big man?
Parmesan.
Because you know the cheeses with the fondue. I know you're a fondue man. Okay. Hey, listen, any kind of cheese you suggest, by the way, you want a different kind of cheese to put into a burger? What do you think?
Rochefort?
What?
You said any kind of cheese.
Listen, guys, you're getting
Rochefort.
off the topic here. We're getting back to the burger, please. Yeah, I tell you, cheese is part of a burger, okay? Leave me alone there. Go get yourself... You're prepared for the next part of this show already, Viviani. Listen, now, what I'm talking about is this. Thank you for having me, by the way. Don't get mad at me. What I have to tell you is, if you mix all that together, make a nice patty. Not that thick. Maybe about a half an inch thick. Pat it down, okay? Spread it out. Now, make sure your grill is nice and hot. You put it on there. You sizzle this burger. Do not move it. Let it sizzle on the grill for a good 3 minutes, okay? The blood should come out a little bit. Yes.
Question?
Yes.
What is a good 3 minutes exactly? I'm just trying to take notes.
That means it's a good 3 minutes. Not a bad 3 minutes. It's a good 3 minutes. You're going to have a couple of sips of your beer. You're going to have a nice little conversation with your buddies. And then you're going to turn it over. Okay?
So 3 minutes?
3 minutes and then 3 minutes on the other side. All right? And you can time it if you like. Now, I don't like a well-done burger. I know there are some people like the fondue man here. Fondue guy who's going to want himself a burger that's well done. Am I wrong?
I prefer the soy burger again.
I don't know what he's talking about.
A burger made out of soy.
But soy is a sauce. What do you mean soy? How do you make a burger out of a sauce? You can make a soup out of a sauce. How do you make a burger out of a sauce?
Out of a soybean. Soybean.
What do you mean? It's not salad. Is it salad like a beef?
It's a vegan take.
What is vegan? What
hamburger.
does that mean, vegan?
Well, it's not meat.
Huh?
It's not meat.
Well, how do you have a burger with no meat?
Soy burger.
But soy is a liquid.
Burger?
Soy is a soy sauce you get from the Chinese food place and you put on the food. What are you saying to me?
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were talking about that kind of soy.
I didn't know there was any other kind of soy. Listen,
we're
running
place.
Guys, we're running out of time. We got a minute left here, all right? All right, listen, what I'm going to tell you.
From a Chinese place.
Yeah, you get the soy from the Chinese, soy sauce. Okay, you get the soy sauce. Anyway, you turn it over a couple times. Now, you don't want a well-done burger. That's when you go wrong. All these goofs out there, they're all cooking the
This is Everything Old is New Again, America's entertainment pop culture talk show with Douglas Viviani and David Cohen.
At BurgerFi, we use all natural ingredients with no hormones or antibiotics. Because we believe in it. Flippin' delicious, mouth-watering burgers so good you'll need to take a picture. Made from scratch daily with human hands. You remember humans, don't you? We don't use better ingredients because it's easy. We do it because it tastes right. BurgerFi.
BurgerFi, everything old is new again. That's a commercial for a brand new kind of institution that's popping up, I think, almost everywhere. BurgerFi, and this is a discussion that we're having with the connoisseur himself, Mr. Wimpy, the what would you say, the successor to Mr. Wimpy himself, David Cohen.
That is I, yes. Wimpy Jr. Why hasn't anyone come up with a Wimpy burger? Right?
Well, the Wimpys did have a burger, and they're big in the UK right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
okay.
But Wimpys went out of business in I think the US, but they're in the UK still, I saw. But for some reason, I mean, that's a reference back to
Popeye.
the 40s. Yeah. A character in Popeye.
Popeye.
You make some more noise with those.
I'm just covering the noise. We're saying Popeye, Popeye.
You gotta have those.
I'm eating the burger. Leave me alone.
Which we will do in the next show. If you're interested in finding out what is the best burger of all time, we are going to have a taste test. We're going to have the burger. What are we going to call it? The burger
bowl, right?
Burger bowl next time on Everything Old is New Again.
And we might have some guests. It may not just be you and I. It might be more burger experts.
Yes, we need some burger aficionados to come on in and join us on that. In the meantime, let's look at some of the advertisements and see how now we're not talking about like just fast food and we can make it for you and you can have it really
more
fast.
Like upscale burger chains.
Right. So let's listen to how they're presenting themselves first with Checkers.
You, my friend, are no salad. Sizzling seasoned steak, crispy onion, and butter with garlic and chive on a burger for just $1.99? That's high passion flavor at a thrift store price. Checkers and Rallies, fast foodies know the deal.
All right, so that's...
Is that Jan from Brady Bunch?
No, it's not. She's a little more refined.
Sort of like a sexy Jan.
Kind of was. But that's Checkers, and I don't know if you've seen it in your local area, but it's like a drive-through place. From what I understand, it's the Hardee's, owners of Hardee's, and I think Carl's Jr. own that establishment as well. I think it's a different burger than Hardee's and Carl's Jr. for sure. I think all three of those places have different types of burgers. But they're looking, and they're talking, and Checkers at least talk about inexpensive quality. And it's a pretty good burger. And let's take a look at Five Guys, which is coming about.
Why are critics praising Five Guys? Find out for yourself. Five Guys Burgers and Fries.
All right, so I mean,
love Five Guys.
Now you've tried the Five Guys. How
many locations?
How far back do you go to? It's relatively new, but how many years have you gone?
I think
back?
they started in the late '80s, early '90s, but they didn't become, not even regional until maybe 10 years ago, and now they're national.
Right. I just don't get the peanuts. You walk into this place and there's peanuts everywhere, right?
Oh, but they make the fries cooked in peanut oil. And that's why they're so good.
And I don't disagree with that, but my question is, why are the peanuts everywhere when you walk into this
they're
place?
fun. I think it's fun.
It turns me off.
Why?
I don't want peanuts.
Do you have a peanut allergy?
I'm not at a ball game trying to have a peanut.
I mean, I don't understand. Are the peanuts in your way when you walk in?
They're everywhere. There's piles of peanuts everywhere. And when you wait for your burger, here's a cup. Fill it up with some peanuts and eat some peanuts. What am I eating peanuts for? I want a burger. I want fries. I want a drink. I want to get out. I don't want what's with the peanut? How is it related to a hamburger at all?
Well, because they pride themselves on the fries being cooked in peanut oil.
They don't explain that. You're the first time I heard that ever in the world. Please, give me a break with that. Smash Burger is a little bit.
What would you say to a hamburger? Hamburger!
Smash Burger. Within the next couple of years, one could be popping up in your neighborhood.
Smashburger's strategy is to be the #1 global brand in the better burger category.
It's the best burger I've ever had.
That's what they're calling it, the Better Burger. There's a whole category, Better Burger. Again, I fault McDonald's for this, for going to the microwave. And I'm not saying it's bad, but the opportunity in this market was cracked open wide in the 90s when McDonald's stopped making the hamburgers fresh. All these other places are making burgers fresh, and they're doing gangbusters. Am I wrong?
Is the barbecue guy back in the studio?
My other question is, why are they calling this Smash Burger? What does that mean?
That's probably just a catchy name. You remember it, right?
I hate it. I'll tell you what it is.
Well, they don't have peanuts there, so
no, they
can't be that bad.
They take this glob of meat and they throw it on the grill. It's like a ball of meat. They throw it on the grill and they smash it down into the burger. No one tells you that. So when I first saw it going to open up in East Northport here, I was like, What does that mean, Smash Burger? It almost is a bad connotation, like it's smashed on the floor. I mean, I'm just saying, seriously, that's a bad name. You tell me. It's horrible.
But you remember it, right? You never forget it.
Yeah, but I don't know why I'm remembering.
I mean, they could have called it crap. You remember Crap Burger, too. I guess that's what you're getting at. It doesn't mean it's a good name, but it's a memorable
horrible name. But it's a nice burger.
Have you had a Crap Burger?
No, I haven't.
Really good.
I had a nice...
Crapify Burger.
What's the one that's on SpongeBob SquarePants? What burger is that?
Oh,
the Krusty Burger or something? Yeah, that would be a better name than Smash Burger. It sounds terrible, but it's a nice facility and it's a nice burger.
It's the worst name in the world. But I love the burger.
But this is what I hate. You walk up to this place. I go to the other day. I go to can I have a Smash Burger, please, with cheese? Excuse me. First, stay to go. All right, I haven't ordered yet, but okay, it's to stay. Okay, so I'll have the burger. No. What's your name? You need to know my name to order. Okay, my name is Douglas. Okay, what can I help you, sir? Is it And I said, yeah, he said, no, he actually said, is that it? I said, wow. What do you mean that's it? I barely got that I wanted a burger out, and I want to now take off, an item. I don't want any onions on this. Okay, no onions. Is that it? There's no line behind me. I'm just saying.
You've had
customer service is horrible at Smashburger.
You've had what they call in the industry, you had a BBE incident.
What's
BBE incident, a bad burger experience.
Yes, but I love the burger. But I don't like the service. Okay, Sonic Burger. Let's try that.
Two people can eat all this food for $9.99.
And it's all my favorites. Yeah. 2 conies or 2 burgers and 2 tots and 2 drinks. Yeah. It's like I'm seeing double.
Totally. Speaking of double, look, maybe they want to hang out.
Yeah, I'll talk to them.
Just be cool,
I'll
man.
be cool.
No,
I know how to be cool.
You're going to be
You guys want to hang out sometime?
Man.
I wouldn't hang out with those guys, would you?
They're funny. I would.
Okay.
They're really funny.
Well, actually, that's a good set of commercials because they're making a name for themselves with Sonic Burger.
Yeah.
And Sonic, to me, I think, although there'll be some challenge on this, is in the better burger category, even though it's fast food.
It's a drive-in, right?
It's a drive-in.
Can you go into the restaurant and
You
order?
can, but they prefer you. They've got tons of stalls.
You probably
when
get the
drive
same
in.
attitude you got at Smashburger.
No,
What do you want? What do you want?
It's beautiful. You drive in, the menu's there, you press a button when you're ready, you place the order, you wait a little while. I guess they're cooking it for you. I don't know. They bring it out to your car. A nice presentation with a girl with she actually had roller skates
Careful.
on. Believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so it was a nice experience. I like a Sonic Burger. I'm surprised it's coming out of nowhere, and you're seeing tons of commercials. They must be doing well.
I guess so. The advertising is, you're right, it's like every other commercial is a Sonic commercial.
It's good.
You got a Sonic.
It's a good burger. And then there's a surprise one. I don't know if it's near you or not, but a Wayback Burger I kind of like. They make right there.
Hashtag Wayback Burgers. Hashtag fresh to death. Hashtag never frozen. Hashtag better than fast food. Hashtag fast casual for the win. Hashtag can't even deal. Hashtag food goals.
Any way you say it, Wayback Burgers are made fresh to order every time. With 100% beef patties griddled to perfection. Taste freshness, America. Wayback Burgers.
Now, with all these places now, the problem is the order. You no longer could just say, let me have a Burger King.
You got to look at the menu. You got to know what you want.
You got to study this thing like crazy because they're offering all kinds of stuff to make your own burger, which is great. But also sometimes I don't feel like being creative. Can you just give me a cheeseburger? And I got it. All right, what would you like with that? And you got to order all the stuff.
I like it when it's a prepackaged thing. It's just easier to order, right?
Yes.
And they know what they're doing. They make it a certain way, so it's almost like a throwback to McDonald's, right? They made it one way.
But they make it fresh for you. They have a lot of options. They're very friendly. They're a neighborhood place. Guy knows my name by now, as a matter of fact, over at the way back by me.
Wow.
But that's because I go with Angelica and she makes a scene. She likes this, that, and the other.
And the fact that you're there every day.
Yeah, that doesn't help, but or hurt. But anyway, we'll be back next week for the Burger Bowl. Find out what's the best burger of all time, and everything old is new again. Come on back.
It's a thrill.
Thanks, Wimpy.